Another thing to fix. This is an old Kenwood audio timer AT70. It's got a little thingy on the top there that's not supposed to be there, but is well glued to it. So I'm going to try to remove that. And it works, but there is an issue. I've had this a while, and it just recently developed this issue. When you set the time, of course, when you first plug it in, it blinks and it's sitting there saying, hey, I lost power. But to adjust the time, you just, move this around, and it sets the time. So here, let me set the time. It is 10:16. Dooby-dooby-doo. And then, now that we've set the time, when I go back to present time, it's supposed to stop blinking. It's still blinking. I don't know why it's still blinking. I saw this happen recently, and I discovered that if I just hit these again, it would stop blinking. But nothing I can do makes it stop blinking. And I don't know. I'm going to open it up. These usually aren't too complicated on the inside. I'm hoping maybe the switches just need to be cleaned a little bit. Maybe there's some old components that will obviously make themselves known to be a problem. I don't know if that's the case. Just generally crack it open for the first time. Also remove, I think this is just a foot from something else glued to it, because that serves no purpose unless this was like in something else and that was a little locking tab. Any other images I see of this thing online or anywhere, that doesn't exist, so I don't know what that is. So maybe clean up and figure out what's going on, because I don't know what's going on. Originally, these were used for, you could plug in some components into the back. You could plug in some components into the back, and you could turn them on and off at various times. It's set for 2 regions. You can do 50 hertz and 240 volts if you're over in Europe, or 60 hertz and 120 volts, 110 to 120 volts if you're here in America. So it times right. So again, I don't know what's going on. I'd like to get it fixing, because again, I don't want that blinking. Plus, occasionally you can use this to automatically record something when you're not home. That's what the whole timer thing was all about. You could set 2 times, you could turn on some components like a cassette deck and record your favorite radio show of some night or day when you were working the night shift. And it even has the, dim switch and undim switch. And the display is working kind of okay. I'd really like it to quit blinking, because that just messes with me. Stop blinking. You're still blinking. So let's crack it open and see. Again, this shouldn't be too complicated on the inside here. 1, 2, second 2, 4. Ooh, there was a lot of pressure on that one. Okay, this should just, ooh, wow, it's bowed. Well, the case top is definitely, oh, wow, it was under stress. Okay. Come on. Yeah, that is really clamped on there. That's because you are definitely, you've been bent. So it was only being straightened out by being screwed on there. And again, yeah, this little thing doesn't do anything. It's just a stuck thing. Maybe I can take care of that right now. So let's see if I can. It's a magnet. Why is that a magnet? Yeah, that's a magnet. It's a magnet that's been glued on there. Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, that really shouldn't do anything. That is not purposeful. It's just a magnet. It's just a magnet that's been stuck there forever. You can see how long it's been there. That is a really strong magnet. Okay, I'll stick you there. I'm gonna have to rebend the top there. Okay, what could be going on in here? Well, not much. Okay, what do we got? What could be the culprit? The switches are in here, behind this circuit board. I don't see there are some components on it. I see some little diodes. So maybe one of those is gone to the dark side. I've looked at the schematic. Some of the circuitry does depend on these capacitors, but not all of it, definitely. It's possible that maybe just one of the capacitors has gone out of spec. I've done some reading on clocks, just basic clocks, like flip clocks and digital clocks like this, and some people have had an issue where the blinking just starts and they replace the capacitors and it fixes it. So maybe that's an avenue I'll go down. I still think there's kind of probably a clue in the fact that I could put this back for a while and hit this up or down and then the time would work and stop blinking. So maybe again something in the switches, but I really don't know. So I'm probably just going to guess. Let's see, to take this apart, these ribbon cables look like they are hard soldered in. This is just power and switching. Yep. Let's see, this is going to run the timing mechanism. That should be fine because you're just a relay. There's some really old glue. Yeah, I think that's just glue and not a bad capacitor, but it is kind of gross. That one seems fine. That one seems fine. Transistors. Again, there can't be much to this, so the issues are going to be something here. Hopefully not one of these chips. And then maybe something on this circuit board that's attached to the front. Oh, and I can already see how the circuit board comes out. There's these little clips. So the circuit board is probably clipped to this. Oh, there's some numbers on here. Scratched. 4263W. V4263W. Somebody tried to claim this. You probably can't see it, but there's numbers scratched into the bottom. Let's get that knob off so we can pull the front off. Wow, that was a lucky guess. I gotta get that off so I can pull the front off. Too big, but it might work. It is not gonna work. Oh, no, it's gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna have to take off bottom screws. How many screws does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Did not expect that. So that switch and that makes life difficult. I can take that off, but that's definitely just glued in. Those are soldered in. Ah! Okay, low-hanging fruit first. Let's just hope it's something with the switches. At least that's my hope. Spongy stuff. Very brittle, spongy stuff. Maybe I'll have to make some more. Golly. That is going to fall apart unless I take care of it, which I didn't. Okay. So I'll be making new spongy stuff. So again, maybe some of that got in the switches here and gummed up the works, because it looks like the only thing here are switches, ribbon cables, jumpers, diodes. I'll measure some diodes. And then, of course, this switch. Well, since I'm here, golly, that's just coming apart. Yeah, I'm going to be making new of those. You take something apart and immediately your workload grows. My little project. And again, dimmer switch. I noticed the AM PM's not going either. Huh. Interesting. AM PM, what cares? 24-hour clock, it doesn't need AM PM. I mean, I like it because military time. Okay, well, whatever. Let's clean some switches. Let's do that first. Time to get messy. And since I'm here, okay, let's take a shot and see if it works. See what happens. It's still working. Okay, time set. Should be that one. Time. Still nothing. My light up here work? Yep, my little LED works. Okay. So switch cleaning is a fail. Okay, diode fun. Let's test a few of these diodes up front here and just see if they've gone wonky. I don't see how they could have. So that seems fine. That seems fine. Zener diode. Let's see. D2, D2, DZ2. Could that be it? Doubtful. Okay, so I'm going to proceed on thinking those are probably okay. Yeah, that's a Zener diode, so the voltage there was fine too. Okay. Had to remind myself of voltages for different types of diodes. So again, nothing up front here seems to be an issue. So inside we go. So I'm thinking, let's go for the capacitors. Let me see, what do we got here? I can't see. Okay, now that I can see. Oh, that's so much better. Gotta remove some screws. There's always some screws to remove. Never said I was graceful. Now, oh yeah, the clips. Oh yeah, gotta watch these guys. Certainly didn't make this easy to get to. Yeah, because there's no way to do it from underneath. Okay, well, what do we got here? 3.3, 50 volt, 33, 25 volt, 100 microfarad, 35 volt, a 470, unknown volt, 25 volt. Okay, I've got some 100 microfarad, 50, I can go up in voltage, 50 volt. I got a 470, 3.3, and I just need a 33. Okay, I've got them all. I guess we'll just go this way, see what happens. I'll probably replace them all, but let's start on the easy end. I don't think this one has anything to do with stuff over here, but you never know. They are connected and running some sort of logic to this. Another big old chip behind there. That would be bad. I wonder if I should replace them all and then plug it in and see, or go one by one and see if any of them actually fix the problem. I guess I'll do one and then see if it fixes the problem, and then move on and then do another one and see if it fixes the problem, so then I'll know which one it was for future reference for anybody else. Yeah, that's at least a good sign. It's on again. Everything works there. Time set. Will it time set? So, yeah, it time sets, including the minutes. Okay, it's not that one. Moving on. Still a blinking clock. Make sure you're still working. You are. Time set. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Nothing. You just want to blink. So, not that one. 2 down, 2 to go. Spinning around one more time. Actually, one more time. One more time after this, probably too. This has to be adjusted for that. Okay, so it's still not doing it. Got one left. Let's hope it's the one. Well, it's certainly not pretty. Again, I think that's just, well, maybe not. Maybe not. That's kind of puffed out on the bottom there. This might be my culprit. Yeah, that's got a big old bubble on the bottom. Now I'll probably say this is going to be my culprit, and I'll replace it, and it'll still be defunct. So save for last here, and it goes to this diode here, another Zener diode. Yeah, I think this has had a problem because that's something. Hopefully, it hasn't corroded this Zener connection over here, or this connection. Probably. Actually, what does that go to? Oh, that's just the dimmer switch. So dimmer switch still works. So of course, if that's the dimmer switch, that just probably turns this resistor on and off. Now let's clean the board up here, because yuck. Yeah, this is gross. Okay, this might not have been glue. Strikes me as glue, but parts of it don't. Yeah, that's glue there, but that is not glue there. Down the rabbit hole we go. Okay, the dimmer switch is working, and that's just this little connection here. I guess I could measure across that diode on base. I think I'll do that. I'm going to measure that diode right there, and see, just because it was covered with the same stuff, see if I get the right voltage. 0.7 or so. Diode test, and it should be, I don't remember which one was black, unfortunately. You should be here, you should be there. That strikes me as not right. Okay, I may have identified another potential issue with that diode right there. It's labeled DZ1, which is, I think, again, a Zener diode. But I'm getting a voltage across it both directions. And I don't think that's right. Let me replace the capacitor and see if it fixes the situation. Otherwise, I might have to order one. I'm going to have to look up the specs on it. Okay, let's get the capacitor in at least. 47050. So negative. I am recording. Yes, I am recording. That is always a good thing. Keep your fingers crossed. And around we go. Spin around one more time. Make sure nobody can short and plug you in. Well, good news is, still working. Let's hold. So that should be time adjust. Make sure the power still powers on. Yep. That should be the relay. Yoink. Okay. Time set. Time sets. Please stop blinking. Just stop blinking. Okay. So, that one. The big guy right there. That one had the problem. Good, because I don't think I had any of those diodes. Yay! No more blink clock. And I think that's brighter as well. I'm pretty convinced that's brighter. Yeah. Even the display is much brighter. So there you go. We now know the issue. If your Kenwood AT70 starts setting time fine, but still blinks, replace that capacitor right there, and definitely clean up around it, because it would appear the old one had a definite issue. I should probably try and measure that. Let's measure that. Let's see what the thing on this says. Still gotta put it all back together, but we might as well see how this measures. But you know what? I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to test it. That leg looks broken. Yeah, that leg looks broken. I think This had all kinds of issues. I think this foot is barely connected to anything. I'm still going to see if I can't get it to test. Try a different meter. Now this thing is completely shot. That capacitor is no more. Yeah, it's measuring picofarads. Oh, and as I suspected, that foot finally just gave out. So this capacitor has gone completely to the dark side. It failed. Fail. Unicorn. I'm curious about these other ones though. Let's see what these other ones test as. And it's keeping time. The blink is gone. How about you? Yeah, see, this one's doing fine. That's the 100. It's 82. It ain't great, but it's there. Yeah, 22, 33. It's not exactly aged well, that one. And this should be 3.3. See, that one's kind of okay. Yeah, that one's kind of okay. So 2 of these are okay, 2 of these are not. So the lesson here is replace this capacitor. Okay. And it's keeping time just fine. Let's unplug it, put it partially back together, and make some new padding for these. I'm actually kind of glad I had to go through all those. It was kind of fun, actually. Wire you back together eventually. Okay, y'all are back together. New spongy stuff. Do I have spongy stuff? I do somewhere. Okay, here's my plan. I got some spongy stuff. And I can make, turns out that size is pretty much right on. So I can cut some new things and then put a hole in it. I think that'll do me pretty well. It's pretty good so far. Now depth. You're my only remaining piece that's just barely hanging on size. 4. 2 or 3, 4. Okay, so now I need a hole. How to do a hole. How to do a hole. And, oh, I got an idea. This is probably not the smartest way to do a hole. But I think I'm going to do it anyway. Let's give it a shot. So you're going to go there, you're going to go there, you're going to go there, you're going to go there. Okay, let's see if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Let's melt a hole. That actually worked surprisingly well. Let's try that again. Perfect. Somebody's going to yell at me. I'm sure. Don't do that. I'll clean it off. Don't worry. And it almost melts before it even gets there because it's hot enough. See, I'm going to clean it up. I'll clean. Okay, put it back together. See if it still works. Bingo bongo. There's more lettering there. USA. It says USA. I'm beginning to think B4263, B-94. I wonder if this is Navy. A lot of military folks used to deploy during the Vietnam War and various other and sundry things and buy equipment in exchanges in places like Japan and the Philippines and whatever, and then save on the duties and then ship them home with themselves on board ship. I'm gonna look up V4263 W. That might be a W. See if there's any sort of military identification with that. Just because I'm curious. Because my father did the same thing. He was a naval aviator, flew on the Kitty Hawk, flew an A4, and when he was board ship across the Pacific doing his thing, he bought a whole bunch of really good stereo equipment and brought it home. And you can ship it home yourself, board ship, and do all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people did that. So I was going to see if that might be the case. Veterans Affairs, revisit group, service members, Air Force. Air Force. Let's see. Maybe Air Force. Don't know. Air Force JAG Corps. So, you know, there might be a story there. Now we can put you back on. This little kid has everything. It's for phones, but it works well with this. Let's go with a happy blue one. It's just all of this. There we go. Yeah, we have all our screws accounted for. Now, what do I do about this? Because it is certainly bent. Okay, bend it with your hands, clearly. You gotta clean it up a little bit. Wow, I'm gonna finish a project and actually put all the screws back and not end up with extras. I'm stunned. Yay. One screw. Okay, last one. Then we'll just be the cleanup and testing phase. Now, glam it up, because it's dirty. Okay, I think it's fixed. It's all back together. And let's see if it works. Let's hope. Well, there's the clock. Now, see if it'll adjust. It is 12:34. Oop, too far. 12, too far. 34. Noticed it's already stopped blinking. Success. Dimmer. Dimmer. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's funny. It's all military time. Power still works. So, we're good. No more blinking. So the issue turned out to be not this capacitor, not this capacitor, not this capacitor, although that one was not measuring well. This one, which is hiding over here behind all this mechanism. And it just was blown out. The bottom is bubbled out. It had leaked. This is leftover glue that held it down to the circuit board, and it had corroded through. The leg was actually barely attached. While it was still attached, I tried to measure it, and it measured practically nothing. So this guy had gone to the dark side. And when I open it up, all this foam is just dust. So I replaced it too. But now it's working. and it's all clean and pretty. So now I can get back to other projects like that Heathkit tuner that I'm working on and finishing up this guy, which is actually done. I just need to like edit a video. So one audio timer later, cleaned up. Then I go put it back in its home.